Let me reiterate, none of this is legal advice, just my own experience, my own personal advice. Don't take this as legal advice. Don't get me in trouble, please. Thank you. Hey everyone, so this is a very long overdue follow-up video to my video about how to make your own plushies. You guys had a lot of questions and I did my best to answer. There was a lot of them, and so I decided to make a video. I did record one like months earlier, but the file got corrupted and I was over it. It was like 20 minutes of footage. I was like, no. We're not doing this again. But now, I have the motive now to follow up. Somebody asked, do you have any insight into the pricing of plastic-based toys? I have some insight on making toys, but not through a manufacturer. So in my school, we have a 3D printer, and I made a little toy out of resin. This is the toy I made. Basically, I use this program called Nomad Sculpt on the iPad. It's like $10, but it's totally worth it. You can also use Maya, Blender, and you're gonna want to make your 3D file. What I did was I 3D printed in resin. I sanded, primed, painted, and put a glaze coating. Honestly, it's a little bit harder because it's kind of pricier to make plastic toys, especially if you're going to be doing it yourself. I did try looking into getting them manufactured, and it is significantly like more pricey to do plastic toys or like 3D printed toys and stuff, and you will have to provide the 3D file unless you want to pay them or pay somebody to make you a 3D file based off of your sketches. But I'm not too experienced in that because I haven't done it yet through a manufacturer. I just know that it's definitely more expensive, and especially if you want to get into adding packaging and stuff. I am really interested in making blind box toys, so hopefully that's a venture I'll be able to get into in the future and give more insight about. The most advice I can give is using Nomad Sculpt, creating your sculpt, all that jazz. How much would it cost for just one of the plush toys? I would go to a small plushie artist, so somebody on Etsy, or I would go to Budsies. Budsies is a small business that, well, I don't know if they're a small business, medium business. They create single plushies of your drawings, and they're an American company. Yes, it's pricier, but when you're going through a manufacturer, that's for bulk orders. I can't stress this enough. You don't want to go through the manufacturer route just to make one or two. It's gonna take far longer, and to be honest, like, it's still expensive because the cost of a sample is like still $100 something when you can just spend that same $100 something with a small business and get it back much quicker. So I highly recommend going on Etsy and finding somebody that makes custom plushies, or using Budsies. Do not use a manufacturer for this. The whole point of the manufacturer is for them to make multiples. How long did it take for you to get the sample product once you were done with revisions? I want to say, like, to first see the sample, it was probably about a month or so, and then I got it like in another month. The sample, in my past experiences in creating toys, like, it never starts the way I planned it. Like, the first sample that comes out, I'm not too happy with it. It takes a lot of back and forth to get what I really like at the end. But it's usually ended up working for me, like, by the second or third revision. How long did the process take to get a sample? After that, how long did it take you to receive your bulk order? All of this stuff will take a couple months. Like, I think usually what happens is, like, I'll start at some point in the summer, and then it'll usually get done like September, November for me. Because, it's a lot of communicating back and forth and trying to get the vision just right, and they're so far away, the manufacturers. I would love to do manufacturing in the US, but it's just not really feasible. So somebody said, I was looking into getting plushies made of my designs and read that you need to do things like toy safety testing and registering with different agencies, and it's also confusing. I would say if your plushie doesn't have like plastic parts, like a plastic nose or eyes and stuff, like, it shouldn't be an issue, but definitely talk to your manufacturer about that. I know that my manufacturer does provide testing and the paperwork and stuff. You just have to ask about it. But I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. But I'm not a lawyer.
I don't know like the legal rules to this stuff and everything, so don't take this as legal advice. Everything that I say is from my own experience. It's suggestions. I don't know it all, but I can tell you my personal experience. And in my experience, like if you're just selling to like a small audience, like your friends, your family, maybe like your little Instagram audience, and you're not selling to like small children in toy stores, I wouldn't be too concerned. As always, like just follow up with your own manufacturer. It really depends on the route you want to take. Are you selling to a small audience, or are you selling to major toy stores? Are you trying to become a major company? Somebody said, any chance of you doing a video about your packaging and stickers and how I manage my orders? I think I did have an early video on like what I do for packaging and my stickers and where I get my stuff. With my stickers, I usually get them from Sticker Mule, but I've been looking for like a new place to get them from because it is kind of pricey. Packaging I also get from Sticker Mule whenever they have a deal going on. Managing orders, to be quite honest with you, like I've been moving towards a more automated shop, so t-shirts and stuff would be managed by another company. They'll print it, ship it for me, because I've been finding lately, as much as I love the entrepreneurial side of being an artist, it's very taxing, and I've been resorting more towards in-person vending events. I like talking to people and stuff. But yeah, I mean, hopefully sometime in the future I'll get back into it, but as of lately, that's just where my headspace has been at when it comes to managing an online store. And that's just like my most honest response about it. From looking at the Alibaba site, do they keep your designs? I wouldn't want other people or companies to be buying my designs to sell. They don't keep your designs. Like, write up maybe a contract with your manufacturer, discuss the boundaries, agreements, and whatnot. Honestly, even if you don't do that, I don't think they're going to use your design. But I'm not a lawyer. I'm sure they deal with hundreds of clients and they understand like it's their design and stuff, but just to be on the safe side, if it makes you more comfortable, discuss this with your manufacturer. Everybody's different. My manufacturer assured me that they don't keep the designs. A lot of places they'll get rid of the files after like a year or two. I know my manufacturer used the cover art for the video, like turn your drawing into a plushie. Like they used it on their Alibaba advertisement. That doesn't bother me. It was actually pretty endearing. I thought that was wholesome. Somebody said, I failed trying and dreaming about even just making samples. Don't give up! Like, my whole thing has always been like, even if you don't know how to do it, just try it. Because like even if you mess up, you've learned something from it, and you learn what doesn't work or what does work. It's never too late to try something. It's never I would never say that's ever a bad idea to just jump straight into something. Yes, do your research, but everything is worth just like giving it a shot. Somebody asked, where do I sell my plushies? On my website, blueafro.net. Thank you all so much. Like, I really appreciate all the comments. You're all really great. I will keep you guys posted on my toy design journey, and I hope you guys follow along. I'll do my best to post more on YouTube. I love YouTube. It was my first hobby, my first passion. Really appreciate you guys being around and watching. It means a lot to me. So if you want to keep in touch, follow me on Instagram, Blue Afro. Check out my website, blueafro.net, and on TikTok, I'm BlueAfro3. Yeah, and be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and keep me posted on all your endeavors.